So, good morning students. So, I'll be starting today. I'll be talking about procedures of verification of assets. So, when the auditor comes for verification of assets, what are all the procedures you are supposed to follow for the purpose of verification of assets? So, first is the auditor should verify the records with reference to the evidence. So here the auditor should verify the documentary evidence. So if the assets is not physically present, so you will be verifying the documentary evidence. If the assets is physically present, means you can go verify the assets which is physically present, and the primary thing is that the responsibility of physical verification of the assets will be of the management. So next is opening balance should be verified. So here the opening balance to be verified from the schedule of fixed assets ledger or fixed assets registers. So what is the opening balance of the particular assets? If he takes he is verifying a machinery, means he is supposed to see the what is the opening balance of the machinery, of what worth the machinery was there in the organization at the time of opening balance. So maybe 1/4/2000, whatever it is. So at that time what is the value of the assets, and at the end of the year, while auditing, you should see what is the value of the closing value of that particular asset, and it is properly valued or not. Is it properly valued or not should be seen. So next is inquiry of purchase of new assets. So if the organization has purchased any kind of new assets, means so during the year for the purpose of improvement, the organization might have purchased new assets. So how can we verify that is these assets has been purchased or not? So with the help of purchase order, invoices, material receipt notes or title deeds, you can verify about the enquiry of new assets which has been purchased in the organization. So next point is work in progress should be verified. So this work in progress may be of raw material or something else which runs, that is current assets relating to. So if there is any kind of work in progress, means so how much of assets has been brought into the company every month, or the requirements may be of weekly or monthly or for 2 months or like that. So you should verify that. So how much of assets has been brought monthly, or how much of assets has been used, and how much is remaining at the end of the month, you should verify regarding the work in progress. So next, coming on to depreciation norms should be verified. So you should verify what is the norms of the depreciation. The auditor has to examine whether they have been recorded in the fixed assets register or not regarding the depreciation and all. So next, coming on to fixed assets register, that is regarding sale. If the company has sold any kind of assets, means how is that going to verify that? How the auditor is going to verify regarding the sale? So he first is supposed to see for the authorization procedures regarding for whom the sale has been made, and regarding sale process. So this sales process may be regarding if there is any quotations made or not, you should see to that, and adjustments, or if the sale has been made, the adjustment has to be shown in the assets account also, that need to be done. So you should see that also. The auditor also should see that the accounting for the proceeds of sale has been taken place or not, and adjustment for the gain on the sale or gain or loss on the sale of the assets need to be verified. So next, last point is that is ownership of the assets. So in case of title deeds of the parties, that need to be verified, and you should see that if the assets has been given for mortgage purpose, that need to be verified. That and all need to be verified regarding the ownership of the assets. So here in ownership of the assets, I need to means what does that means? So for example, the ownership of the assets may be not in the presence of a company at the time of auditing. So for example, they might have given for some bank for the purpose of mortgage. For getting the loan, they might have given as a security for bank. At that time, the company doesn't have these ownership certificates. So the auditor should ask for a bank, should mail for a bank or something, and he should ask for the certificate regarding the possession of that ownership of the assets. So this is regarding the procedures for verification of assets. So after this procedures for verification of assets, so next, coming on to verification of land and building. So when it comes to verifying, so now the auditor need to verify the land and buildings of a particular company. So here the auditor is X person and the client of that auditor may be Z company. So he is supposed to see, now the auditor has to verify the land and building of particular company. So first what he needs to do is he need to inquire into the value of particular land and building. So while inquiring the value of the land and building, so value means what is the value of particular assets at the time of that at the time of an auditing. So you should see that if it is a freehold land means which belongs to the company, that is not a leasehold, that will be freehold, it belongs to owner of the company. So at that time, if the freehold land, if it is a land means that should be valued at cost price. So what is the particular value of the price, that should be valued at that cost itself. So when it comes to the building, if it is a land means you should see that in the balance sheet it is entered at cost price. If it is a building means it should be entered at cost less depreciation price. So first thing you will be saying, if it is valued land means it is valued at cost price, and if it is a building means it should be valued at cost less depreciation. And you should also see that if it is a leasehold property, if the company has taken that particular land on building on a leasehold property means it should be recorded in a balance sheet at cost less depreciation price according to that particular date. So next, coming on to the ownership, inquiry into the, you should, so after inquiry of value of the business, so you should inquire into ownership title. So you should examine the title deeds relating to freehold and leasehold building, ensure that they are in the name of the client. First thing you should inquire, if it is a freehold business means you should see that it is in the name of the client. If it is in a leasehold means you should see the lease deeds, the lease certificate will be there. You should see according to for whom that particular land on building belongs to, on what charges they have given the land on building for the company, and what amount they have been given, and the conditions of the terms and condition of the lease property has to be seen for the purpose of inquiry of ownership title. So next, the auditor has to inquire into the existence and possession of the particular land and building. So first is you should do physical verification of the particular land and building. Is that land and building is a possession of a company or not? You should see to it that. And the document verification has to be done. Physical document verification has to be done. So, and one more thing, as I said earlier, if it is mortgagement, you should get the certificate from the mortgage stating that the title deed are in his possession. So if the land and building has been given to someone as a mortgage means that person, whoever taken that ownership deed, ownership certificates from the company need to say that yes, the ownership title of their particular company is in possession of the person who has taken as a security. So next, coming on to next is that inquiry into the presence of any charge. You should see to it that on that particular land and building does they have any charges or not. You should make inquiry, ensure that there is no second mortgage on a freehold property. So for example, one plant and machinery can be given as a mortgage or a security for one person itself. The auditor should verify that particular land and building is not given for more than 2 or 3 person as a mortgage. So mortgage here means that is a certificate kind that while taking the money, the company will give as a security for secured creditors. So next, coming on to the leasehold. Next, if it is a leasehold property means the leasehold property cannot be given as a mortgage, and also should see that, and leasehold property cannot be given as a mortgage, but that particular property can be given as a sublent. For example, if it is a building in a company means you can sublent the company, you can take how much of a place you need in that particular building, and you can give you can give off of the place for some other person for the purpose of sublenting it. You can and the auditor should see that what is the charges for that sublent. Has this person, the client is entering in the books of account or not relating to sublent. You should see all those things. So this is all relating to the verification and land and building. So auditor has to see to these points for verification of land and building. So next, coming on to plant and machine, verification of plant and machinery. For verifying the plant and machinery, what are all the procedures you should follow, what are all the things you should make sure the company has made. So for first point is that inquiry into the value. So you should see that is the particular plant and machinery is recorded in the balance sheet at cost price less depreciation. Every time the plant and machinery should be recorded at cost less depreciation price itself. And also you should check the plant registration with and if the plant registration, so registration of the plant should be made check with the plant and machinery account. The company should prepare a plant and machinery account according to the ledger. So you should verify that regarding the register of a particular plant, and you should satisfy himself. And next, if necessary, you should obtain a certificate from a technically qualified person for its valuation. So for example, the auditor cannot value each and every plant and machinery. He may not be knowing what is the value of that particular land and building. Sorry, I am talking about plant and machinery. He may not be knowing about a value of particular plant and machinery. So he can ask for a suggestion from a person who is well versed and well knowledgeable in a process of valuing the plant and machinery. There might be some persons who is well versed in knowing how to value a particular land and building, and also the auditor can take a suggestion from that person for the purpose of valuing this plant and machinery. So next is that, so here the auditor should, and depreciation has to be made at a recognized method itself. So here the depreciation has to be showed, the value, the plant and machinery value depreciates every year, and that depreciation value should be shown separately and should be recorded properly according to the methods the company has been followed. So this is all about inquiry into the value of the particular plant and machinery. So next, coming on to inquiry into the ownership. So while valuing the ownership of a plant and machinery, so what does the auditor need to find out? So you should find out the ownership and title of a plant and machinery through the examination of legal documents. So this is common. So how will you know that the plant and machinery belongs to a particular company? By seeing it to documents, official documents. The registration process may be whatever it is, you will say take to that particular documents and you will see to it that, so that particular assets, that particular plant and machinery belongs to a company itself. So next is that regarding its existence and possession in the organization. So physical verification has to be done. And one more thing, if the plant and machinery is kept at abroad means the company is maybe in some other country, and the working of that plant and machinery is required in some other company means, so that time if the plant and machinery is not particularly physically present in a company where the auditing is done, you should ask for a document, you should ask for a certificate stating that it is at a concerned person, it is at a concerned place or from that particular office. So next, regarding the inquiry into the presence of any charges. So you should see to it that is the plant and machinery given on a mortgage or for some person or for some creditor, or if it is given on a mortgage for the bank or like that, you should see what are the charges that has been there in that particular plant and machinery. So next, coming on to when the verification of patents. So here patents. So here coming to first year patents and investment, I will be first saying about patents. So for verification of patent, what and all things the auditor need to keep in mind. So inquiry into the value. So for valuing the patent, so for making an inquiry into the patents, and first you should see that even the patent should be recorded or valued at cost less depreciation price, and if patents are revealed revalued at end of every year. So patents will be revalued at the end of the every year, and if there is any fall in the value of patents, if there is an decrease in the value of patent means the depreciation should be debited in the profit and loss account. The depreciation should be, if there is a depreciation in a patent means it should be recorded in the debit side of the profit and loss account, and if it is appreciated means it should be recorded on the credit side of the profit and if it is appreciation means they will not be taking into account, the appreciation will not be taken into account. Only if it is depreciated means it will be recorded at the debit side of the profit and loss account. Next, regarding the ownership and title, you should see that patents are registered in the name of the client company itself. So for example, as I said earlier, if it is a Z company, means that particular patent should be recorded in that Z company's name itself. Next is inquiry into the existence and possession. So if the business holds a many number of patents, if the business holds more number of patents, means the auditor should call for a schedule of patents duly signed by a responsible officer of the business. So you should verify one and another with the help of the responsible officer for the purpose of business. So next, if any case of presence of any charges, so your patents cannot have any charges, patent does not rise. So on patents no charges can be applied, so that auditor need not worry about that. So next, coming on to verification of investment. So here if the auditor goes for verifying the investment, so now the auditor goes and you need to verify the investment. So how will we value you need to inquire the value of an investment. So how is that done? So you should obtain an certificate from a senior person, and you should see to it that the investment or the book value or a market value. So you should see if the investment are recorded at book value or at the market value, and also you should see that what is the date of a purchase of investment. So what is the rate of interest that the company is getting on particular investment, and what is the tax deduction source the company is giving for that particular investment, that need to be done. So next is, and one more thing is, if the investments are recorded as a fixed assets, means it will be valued at cost price. If the investment are recorded at a current price, means it should be recorded at cost price or market price, whichever is less. So next, regarding the ownership or title of an investment. So the auditor should ensure that the investment are registered in the name of the client. The investment, if the company shows that it has an investment in the balance sheet, means it should be particularly belonging to whatever the company the auditor is verifying. You should verify the ownership and the title deeds that belongs to a particular company or not. So next, coming to the physical verification. So next is existence. Inquiry into the existence and possession regarding is the particular investment existing in the company or not. So your auditor should verify the existence of investment personally. You should go and verify. So it's just a document kind of thing. You can inquiry personally, and then for example, if it is a trust owned company, if it is a trust owned institutions, means what you will do, you should see for a trust deed regarding the investment, and you should also, so if for example the investments will be kept in a bank for the purpose of custody, so at that time the auditor can ask for a bank for a certificate stating that as the investment is in our possession. So like that you should verify the investment is existence in the company. So next, coming on to the presence of any charges on a particular investment. So if the securities are deposited with a bank or any creditor as securities towards the loan borrowed, the auditor should get a certificate from the bank or the creditor. So if he has given as a security for any person, so if the company is borrowing a loan, means he will give, if the company has given the particular investment as a mortgage or a deposit or a security, means so from whomever the company has given, that person needs to give a certificate stating it is in my possession. So this is all about the procedures of verification of assets, and while verifying land and building, plant and machinery, patents and investment, what are all the things the auditor should keep in mind. So this is all about for today. Thank you.